So we are going to start on our backs this morning, having a strap nearby. We'll just start in Shavasana. So if you have any tweaks in your lower back, any pain or discomfort, putting a blanket underneath there helps to give a little bit of support, or sometimes rolling the blanket and putting it underneath your knees also puts a little less pressure in that lower back area. So whatever feels good for you. We're going to take a really gentle, stretchy kind of class today. So just starting to tune into how your body is feeling on the mat. Feeling the air touching your skin. Feeling the rhythm of your breath. Feeling the belly rise and fall. As you inhale, feeling the belly rise. And as you exhale, feeling it lower. Just adding this air of curiosity about the movement of the breath, this prana, this life force, this energy. Maybe noticing not only the belly rising with each inhale, but also the chest. Also noticing the rib cage expand. So perhaps that 3-part breath. The inhale, the belly expands, the rib cage expands, and the chest rises. Noticing the chatter of the mind, and welcoming that as well. I think of this poem by Rumi. No, I actually think it's from Thich Nhat Hanh. Yeah, I think it's from Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know it is a wonderful moment. I think, what does that mean, right? That as we breathe in, how the breath can calm our body, our nervous system. And as we breathe out, perhaps we add an attitude of ease, a letting go. Perhaps there's a little bit of contentment, santosha. And dwelling in the present moment, just this moment where our body is, where our mat is. Having some gratitude, some wonder about this very moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know it is a wonderful moment. I invite this invitation today of, what whatever shape we take, your body may love some of those shapes. Your body may not love some of those shapes. So feeling free to adjust and adapt and do you. Listening to the wisdom of your body, practicing ahimsa, the spirit of nonviolence, not doing harm towards yourself. So there are no shoulds in this practice. And some of us may not have moved a whole lot into these shapes in quite some time, or maybe even ever. And so we'll just take an attitude of curiosity, rediscovering our bodies and moving with our breath. Noticing where the edge is for us today. So setting an intention for yourself for this practice, this hour together. I invite you to take one full inhale and one full exhale. And starting to wiggle your toes. Starting to bend through the knees and hugging the knees into your chest. Trying to swirl the ankle and toes around. I have Chris back here in the background as my little guide. And going one direction, do a couple of rounds going in the other direction. So we're going to have our strap handy. We're going to put down the left foot and keep the right knee coming into the chest. We're going to take the strap and put it in the ball mount of our right foot. We're going to keep that left knee bent. We're going to keep the right knee bent. And then we're going to straighten the right leg up towards the sky. What I'd like you to do is have the strap in your left hand, take the right hand and like your thumb and your first finger creates like a backwards little L. I want you to take that L and put it into your right hip socket. And I just want you to draw that right hip towards or away from you. So we're just trying to fix the alignment of that right leg. And then your hands can go back onto the strap. And so we're flexing into that right foot. And we're starting to draw that right leg towards the chest, just to the edge of sensation. How lovely it is how the body tells us when it's ready to stop. And just breathing into the sole of your foot, feeling that energy moving up towards the sky. Relaxing those shoulders towards the ground. There's no need for gripping. And for some of you, you might want to extend that left leg straight and keep that left foot flexed. But if you notice that is uncomfortable or you have to compromise yourself in some way, keep that left knee bent and that left foot grounded. We'll move the strap to the right hand and we'll slowly start to open up that right leg towards the ground, not crossing the body. Trying to still keep that right foot flexed, both shoulders grounded, and doing it to your degree of sensation. Looking all of the memories and feelings that we hold in our hips, allowing it to breathe. Continue to feel the rhythm of the breath. Where do you go in the stillness? Next, inhale, drawing that right leg back up towards center. Pausing, and then allowing that right leg to cross over the midline of the body just past center. So we're just, I'm moving the strap to my left hand, we're just feeling a little bit of that IT band stretch on that right hip side. And then maybe you'd like to cross that right leg totally over so that it draws towards the left side of the floor, keeping the right shoulder grounded and the right leg lowers as low as it goes. But if you notice your right shoulder start to rise, ease off. Inhale that right leg back up to center. Bending through that right knee. Pausing, that right knee towards that right shoulder. Maybe the left foot guides its way up a little bit towards that right shoulder. And starting to bend through that knee again, heel towards the leg, and then hugging that, releasing the strap, hugging that right knee towards your chest once again, wiggling, circling that ankle once again, both directions. And then allowing that right leg to straighten. Both legs straighten. Maybe arms reach up over the head, feel full body stretch. And then we're gonna proceed with bending through that right knee. Allow that right foot to ground down. And then we'll bend the left knee into the chest, give it a little hug. Swirling the ankle around. And making sure to get both directions. And then we'll place the strap, the ball mount of the left foot, and then starting to straighten that left leg. Flexing that left foot, noticing how this body, this side may feel different. We take the left hand again, creating that L shape with the thumb and pointer finger, putting it into that left hip socket, drawing that left hip away. And then hands back onto the strap. Starting to guide that left leg towards the chest, remembering that that right knee can be bent with that right foot grounded, or you can straighten that right leg if that feels good to you. And just breathing into this moment. And I guide my left leg just a tad bit closer to my chest, the degree of sensation. Feels a little bit uncomfortable, but not painful. And I'm not tightly gripping the strap, I'm loosely gripping it. Moving my strap to be just in my left hand as I start to open up my left leg out to the side, my degree of sensation. Allowing that hip to breathe. Going back to that intention you set at the beginning of this practice. Inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. And then drawing that left leg just past the midline of the body, so just past center, feeling that IT band stretch on the left side. And then maybe deciding to cross that left leg totally over, left hip comes off the mat, starting to lean onto that right side, left shoulder stays grounded. Inhale, lift that left leg back up through center. Bending through that left knee towards that left shoulder. Feeling like a modified half happy baby. And slowly releasing the strap. Hugging both knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And keeping your knees bent, but just dropping the feet down to the ground. We're going to have our arms by our sides. We're going to walk our heels in. Our knees are about hip distance apart. We're going to press into our big toe mound. And we're just going to slowly lift our hips up into a bridge pose, keeping our shoulders grounded. Feel that inhale as you press into the big toe mound, and exhale, drop the hips back down. Inhale, lift the hips up into that bridge. Maybe shimmy one shoulder under, another shoulder under. Maybe starting to draw the hands in, or maybe holding the edges of the mat. Maybe interlacing the fingers like this. And then slowly drawing the hips back down, releasing your grip. One more. Inhale, lift the hips up. Maybe supporting the hips, maybe reaching for the heels, maybe interlacing the fingers underneath, maybe gripping the edges of the mat. And even though the knees are not touching energetically, our thighs are trying to squeeze towards each other while staying apart. What a nice little back bend for ourselves. And slowly releasing the hips back down towards the ground. Straightening the legs. Arms overhead. Feeling a stretch. Bending through the knees once again, giving yourself a hug. We're going to roll onto our side. We're going to come up into tabletop. So if you have any knee sensitivities, placing a blanket underneath the knees, we won't be here long. We're just going to do it just so that it's great for our bodies to experience this tabletop pose. We're just a little bit pressing into all of our knuckles, our fingers, not putting any pressure onto our wrists. You can always just come into child's pose, drawing the heels towards the sit bones. And if you're staying in tabletop, Feeling free to taking a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round the back. Doing about 3 more cycles of this cat-cow sequence. How lovely it is for the spine. Connecting to the rhythm of your breath. The end of your next round, either coming into down dog or coming into child's pose for 3 to 4 rounds of breath. So you can see the option for the down dog. We want to try to draw the heels towards the ground. No worries if it doesn't hit the ground. We're still pressing into all 10 fingers. We're drawing the shoulders back and down. Child's pose is a lovely resting position as well. And yoga, it's really about movement with breath. Finding our union. So wherever we are, let's find our way to the top of our mat, however we get there, into a standing mountain pose. Feeling all 3 corners of our feet, pressing down into the ground, feeling the energy lifting through the legs, lifting through the chest, drawing the shoulders back and down, fingertips reaching towards the ground. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands together like a body blessing, bend through the knees as we fold forward. Perhaps the hands touch blocks of the floor is not as far away. Inhale, half lift. Hands come onto the thighs or onto the shins, feeling the spine elongate. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Right hand to left wrist. Lengthen the left side of the body, side bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Palms facing each other as hands are apart, shoulders relax. Still grounding into those feet. And exhale, fold forward, bending through the knees as much as you need to, hands towards the ground. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Left hand, right wrist. Elongate through the right side of the body, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hold. Inhale up. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands together, down the body, back to mountain pose. Just reconnect to your breath. Inhale the arms, shoulder height, palms down. Taking a twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhaling. Inhale, take a twist to the right. Exhale back to center. One more, take a twist to the right. And come back. We'll do to the left side. Inhale, take a twist to the left. Inhale, exhale. Two more. Take a twist to the left. And back. One more. And pause. Feel how the arms are maybe feeling heavy, having the fingers wide apart, drawing the shoulders back and down. Right arm comes forward, left arm comes forward on top, giving ourselves like a little hug. Maybe we come into eagle arms. Maybe we don't. Just a shoulder opening. And release the arms back out to the side, shake it. Like the Egyptian arms. And coming back to stillness. Left arm comes forward. Right arm over it, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe coming into eagle arms. And release, arms out. Interlace the fingers behind you or reach for opposite elbows or just hold for the wrists. Or coming into prayer hands behind you. Just breathing, relaxing any tension in the shoulders. And release and shake it out. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take blocks and put them at the top of your mat. You may or may not need their support, but it's great to have them there if you need them. We're gonna come back to mountain pose. We're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. I like to put my hands on my blocks. Especially at the beginning of my practice, I like them at the highest level. You might like them at a medium level. You might like them at the lowest level, or you might not like them at all. So listening to your body. And we're pressing our hands into the mat or onto the blocks, feeling that elongation of the spine as we're pressing into both feet. We're going to keep the left foot down. We're going to inhale the right leg back. Flexing into that right foot. And then lower the right leg down. Inhale the left leg back. And release that left foot. Inhale the right leg back. And we're going to drop our toes down, bend into that left knee. I like to have blocks on either side of that left foot. I reposition myself a little bit. I'm trying to get long in the spine. I can always drop that right knee down if I like. Pressing into that right heel and feeling like the energy pulling the front of my body going forward, back of my body going back. That union of opposition we talk about in yoga. Maybe we're starting to feel a little bit of heat. And drop that right knee down. If it's not already there, untuck the toes. And so your knee might not like this that much. Right? You can always put a blanket there, or you can, I'm going to put my little knee pad thing, which I need more and more as I get older. I'm going to keep my right hand grounded. I'm going to take my left hand to my left thigh, and I'm just going to open through my left shoulder. I can stay here, or maybe I decide I'd like to lift my left arm up, keeping my left knee hugging towards the midline. So I don't want any opening, I want it zipped up. Maybe I bend through my left elbow and I reach towards my right hip, opening through that left shoulder. You can see the option that Chris is giving if you want to keep the right knee lifted. And unraveling slowly. Tucking the right toes, lifting that right knee if you need it. We're going to step forward. And fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms lift up towards the sky, welcoming the day. Exhale, hands towards heart center. Back to mountain pose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time, hands are on the blocks or on the ground. You're going to inhale that left leg back. And drop those toes down. You can stay elevated as Chris is, or you can drop that left knee down. Feeling the length of the spine. Rhythm of the breath. Maybe we start to take a twist. Left hand grounded, right hand to that right thigh, opening through that right shoulder. Maybe the right arm wants to elevate. Keep hugging that right knee towards the midline of the body. Keep feeling that left heel pushing back if the left knee is not on the ground. Slowly releasing that right hand down. Curling the left toes if you need to, lifting that left knee if you need to, stepping forward. And fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Welcoming the day. Exhale. Mountain pose. So we're gonna make an adjustment. I want you to take your blocks, and as you come to, almost like you're gonna come into a side pose, I want you to put a block behind each heel, just so you can easily access it if you need it. So it's a wide-legged stance. My feet are parallel. And I'm going as wide as I can go. And then I'm going to start to put my hands at my hips. I'm going to draw my elbows towards each other, feeling the heart lifting. I'm going to keep pushing those elbows towards each other energetically. Grounding into the feet. And sometimes it's just these micro movements that are enough to open and strengthen. And this is a great counter move to how many times we spend looking down at our phones and other devices. And release. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, draw them shoulder height. We're going to turn our toes to point. Kind of at 11 and 1, we're going to start to bend our knees through. We're going to come into goddess pose. We bend through the elbows. Maybe we have our palms out. Maybe we create a mudra with our thumb and first finger. And we bend through the knees as much as we need to. I like to bring a little bit of movement to like loosen up some of the tightness I might have in my hips. And notice how your body is talking to you. Does it want you to ease out? Does it want you to go lower? And maybe we add for fun, lifting the right heel up and alternate lifting the right and left heel. And maybe we lift both heels, all for fun, right? Exhale, I smile. And release the heels if you have any of them up and start to straighten. And release the arms, heel toe the feet together. Shake it out. All righty. So we're gonna bring our feet out to the side again, back in like the parallel to each other. We're gonna turn that right foot away. And we wanna look at the alignment as we start to prepare for the next pose. I want your right heel to be in line with your left arch. I wanna make sure of that. We're gonna bend into the right knee, and we're gonna have the arms up. We're coming into warrior two. Right, making any adjustments you need. And the trick is, right, our fingers are wide and active. Arms are active. We draw those shoulders up and back and down. Feel that heart lifting like when we were in mountain pose. Maybe we bend our knee a little bit more, opening that right knee to the second and third toes, glancing over those middle fingers. Turn that right palm up. Start to lower the left hand down for a reverse warrior, peaceful warrior, keeping that right knee bent. Pressing into that left pinky side of the foot. Feeling length in that right side body. And coming into extended side angle. Maybe the right elbow comes to the right thigh. Maybe the left hand stays on the left hip and we just open through that left shoulder. Or maybe the left arm comes up to the sky, or as Chris is doing, we guide that left arm over the left ear. A lot of ifs. Inhale, lifting the arms back up to shoulder height. Peaceful warrior, right arm up, left arm down, the left leg. Coming back to warrior two. And straightening that right knee. Starting to come into triangle pose. So we start to reach that right arm forward. The body starts to lean. Maybe the hand comes somewhere on the thigh or maybe on a block. And remember that left hand can just stay on the hip if we're really focusing on opening through that left shoulder. There's a slight bend in that right knee. So we're not locking any joints. And slowly starting to rise up. So bring that right foot in, left foot turns. We'll do the other side. So left heel, right arch, bend through the left knee, arms go up shoulder height. Gazing over those front middle fingers, heart lifts, shoulders back and down. Finding some ease in the breath, some ease in the shape. Maybe you need to bend a little bit more through that left knee. Maybe you need to take it back a notch or two. Turn that left palm up, peaceful word, keep that left knee bent, lengthening through that left side body. And the more we do yoga, we start to see our habits, the ways we compensate for lack of strength, muscles not being developed, sides of our bodies that are injured. Side angle pose, left forearm to left thigh, right hand slides up the body. Maybe the right arm up to the sky. We're keeping that left knee open. Maybe the right arm over the right ear. Listen to what your edge is. Coming back up, reversing that warrior or staying in warrior two. Back to side angle pose. Maybe it feels different this time around. And back to warrior two. Not losing sight of our breath. Straightening that left knee. Starting to reach forward for that triangle pose. So you see I have a wall nearby, so I could just keep my hands here if I wanted to, or I can start to slide it down the wall. I can maybe find a block. I can always relax the right arm and open through that right shoulder if I need it. Because the goal is not to be having my chest towards the ground. The goal is to be open, like I'm leaning towards a wall behind my back. And slowly releasing, bending through that left knee, coming back up. And turning both the left toes in, so both feet are parallel to each other. We're just gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe the hands come to the blocks or the floor. I always like blocks. So I'm gonna have my left hand onto my block underneath my head. Inhale, right hand comes to right hip, opening through the right shoulder. Maybe the right arm comes out to the side. Maybe it opens up to the side. Not compensating in my hips, I'm twisting from my mid area. And release. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. I'm going to put my right hand onto the block. I'm going to start to twist open from the left. Maybe my left hand comes to my left hip and I open up. Maybe my left arm goes out to the side, I'm in the socket. Maybe I stay here, maybe I start to lift my left arm up, twisting from that mid area. And I stop where I can stop. And I release, hold forward. Start to heel toe your feet together, bending through your knees as much as you need to. In this forward fold, slowly starting to rise up. Mountain pose, Tadasana once again. Bringing my feet together. We're going to come into tree pose. So options, right? If you know you tend to have some balance issues, you can always come to the wall. We're going to root into the feet. I'm going to press down into my left foot. And I'm going to either guide my right foot to my left ankle with my knee out to the side. And my heart is lifted, my crown of the head towards the sky. Or maybe my foot goes a little higher. Or maybe if I'm able to, I lift that right foot above the knee as you see Chris doing. And then maybe my arms start to lift up to the sky like branches of a tree. And maybe I even feel the wind in those branches in my arms kind of wave. And maybe I close one eye and alternate closing eyes. Maybe I close both just to test my balance. And slowly releasing the tree and shaking it out. And we'll do the other side. Pressing into that right leg. And starting to find that tree shape, whether you like the foot at the ankle, below the knee, above the knee, we're just avoiding the knee. Heart is lifting, our shoulder blades are drawing back. Maybe the arms start to rise. Maybe there's the wind blowing those branches. Maybe we close one eye, maybe the other eye, maybe both. Woo. Yeah, that's what happens when I close both eyes. And we gotta have some fun though, right? Yoga is not about perfection. As we come out and we shake it off, give ourselves a bow as we find our way to our mat. So I invite you to find your way to your mat, however you might like to do that. So perhaps there's some shape you didn't get to take today so far, and you'd like to try that on for yourself. Maybe you're like, oh, I wish I had done a sun salutation or crow poses you see Chris doing here. Your body is warm, so feeling free to move about as you like. We will find our way to a seated position. So coming to sit. I like to sit on a blanket. You might want to sit on a block. You might not need to sit on anything. Maybe crisscross applesauce or Sukhasana, easy seat. It's not so easy, which is why I sit on a blanket. Coming back to your breath. It's 1 minute meditation. This feeling of energy pulsating within you. For whatever you were able to show up for. Or however you came to be on your mat today, and however your body felt like moving or not moving. Celebrating that. Maybe moving into some body swirls. Feel like you're stirring a pot. Pause and switch direction. Back to seated. Changing the crossing of your legs. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center in that Anjali Mudra. Inhaling the arms out, shoulder height. Taking a twist to the right, left hand to right knee, Right hand maybe to your lower back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, take a twist to the left, right hand, left knee, left hand to that lower back. Inhale, back to center. We're going to take our strap once again. We're going to extend the legs, the right leg out, left foot stays to the inner thigh. We're going to turn the torso towards that extended right leg. We're going to take the strap back to the ball mound of the foot. We're going to lengthen. So if your left knee is hovering in the air, feel free to put a block there so it feels grounded. So I'm going to loosely hold my strap. I'm going to inhale, lift the heart, and I'm going to start to fold forward, maybe walking my hands down the strap. I'm going to have the strap handles on my right hand, and I'm going to open through my left shoulder. Left arm reaches up and over for a side bend. The lengthening of the left arm while the shoulders stay away from the ears. And lifting up. Removing the strap, we're gonna bend through the right knee and extend the left leg. Right foot comes to the inside thigh. I'm gonna turn my torso towards my extended left leg, flexing that left foot. I take the strap to the ball mound of my foot. And I feel my heart lifting, and I fold over, walking my hands closer to my foot. And perhaps you're able to reach your foot with no strap, with no assistance, right? Block straps, they just help guide us so that we can keep the right posture while we come into these shapes. And starting to open up through the right shoulder. I have the strap in my left hand. I start to open through that right shoulder, feeling the side bend over the left leg. Maybe the right arm reaches up and over. And starting to release. So if there's any shape you'd like to take before Shavasana, feel free to take that now. Or feeling free to come right into Shavasana. I'll show you what I love to do, because I do have like tweaks in my lower back, is I like to create the little Tootsie Roll with my blanket to go underneath my knees. So I open up my blanket in the folded halfway, and I just start to roll it to the other end. And then I like to put that right underneath my knees. Then I get ready to rest. Oh yeah, that feels great. And feeling free to take another shape if that feels like what you need. And just start to take a deep rest. How often the winter season tells us to hibernate. to slow down, to feel nourished in a different kind of way. So maybe scanning through the body, seeing any parts that need just a little extra care. Breathing into those spots, maybe even wishing them well. Allowing yourself a sense of letting go, or settling, or softening. To soak up the movement of your practice. starting to awaken. This body, this breath, this moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know it is a wondrous moment. Bringing some gentle movement back into the body. Maybe stretching the arms overhead like you're waking up from a nap. Hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. Rolling onto your side, whichever one feels right for right now. And slowly pressing into one hand as you lift yourself up to a seated position. Bring our palms together. Feel the grounding into our sit bones, the lengthening of the spine as the heart lifts and crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Feel the sacredness of this moment as we begin to transition into whatever comes next. May we bring some of this energy, some of the stillness into wherever we may travel today, into whatever we choose to do. May we feel nourished. May we feel heard. May we feel loved. May we sprinkle kindness wherever we may travel. Invite you to utter perhaps the sound of Om, which is all of us breathing together, trying to unite. Taking a deep inhale. Lighten me on earth, lighten you. And we are both in this place. We are one. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.